carpool. I looked at him, feigning confusion. But the carpool is barely more expensive than the transit pass. It was $50 a day for 3 people, roughly $16 each. The light rail was $12 round trip. When you factored in the time they saved and the fact that they were no longer getting docked for being late on rainy days, they were actually saving money with me. Not to mention, if someone stayed late, I'd tell Arthur not to charge them for the day. Gas alone cost more than what they were paying. Jessica stepped forward, her voice a sickly sweet imitation of concern. We're just trying to be responsible, Riley. We're working class, you know, every dollar counts. And since we're dropping out, it wouldn't be fair for you to bear the cost of the car alone. You should probably just join us on the train. I looked at her, seeing the predatory gleam in her eyes. They weren't going to the train. They were going to tell Arthur they'd renegotiated and try to leave me at the station. I think I'll keep the car, I said quietly. I enjoy the comfort. If you're out, I'll just tell Arthur not to pick you up tomorrow. Mark's face tightened. Jessica gripped his arm, stepping into my personal space. Riley, be realistic. Your salary isn't that high. $1,500 a month for a private car. That's a massive burden for a girl like you. You're young, she continued, her tone patronizing, like a mother lecturing a toddler. You shouldn't be so obsessed with luxury. A 2-hour commute builds character. Don't be lazy. I pretended to think about it for a moment, tilting my head. You're right. It is a lot of money, but I guess I'm just a fan of luxury. I'll keep the ride. Since you are done, I'll let Arthur know he doesn't need to stop at your places anymore. The third member of their group, Natalie, finally spoke up. Natalie was the one I'd considered a real friend. Riley, honestly, we don't really want to ride with you anymore. Anyways, unless you're willing to cover our portion of the fee as a thank you for our company, we're done with you. The other two nodded aggressively. If you were smart, you'd pay for us to stay, Mark added. Otherwise, enjoy the rain, princess. I stared into Natalie's eyes. She actually looked indignant. 6 months ago, Natalie had botched a major dataset for a $5 million acquisition. The client had been ready to walk. I'd stayed up for 48 hours straight, fixing her errors and rewriting the proposal. I'd even put her name on the final slide, so she wouldn't get fired. She had sobbed into my shoulder afterward. Riley, you're my guardian angel. I owe you my life. I'll never forget this. Memory is a fickle thing. Apparently, looking at her now, I saw no gratitude. Only the cold, hard calculation of someone who thought they'd found a way to win. This was the backstab my father had warned me about. He always told me that unconditional kindness often leads to a sense of entitlement in others. I hadn't believed him. I believed him now. I see, I said, my voice trembling slightly. Not from sadness, but from a burgeoning icy rage. Good to know. Natalie's face lit up with a triumphant smile. She reached out to pat my hand. I knew you were the most generous person in the office, Riley. I pulled my hand back before she could touch me. I walked past them without another word, my heels clicking sharply on the linoleum. I sat at my desk and took a long, slow sip of hot tea until my heart rate leveled out. Then I pulled out my phone and scrolled through my contacts. I dialed. Arthur? Yes, Miss Riley. Is everything all right? The carpool rate is going up, I said. $200 a day, starting now. As you wish, Miss Riley. I hung up. If they wanted to play the game of market rates, they could pay them. They'd forgotten what it was like to stand on a freezing platform at 6 a.m. They thought they were the masters of the universe. I was just getting started. I was deep into a quarterly report when the three of them suddenly